to knock that off for a second until you tell us different.
Okay, and Long, are you taking off?
That's clear. Long 6-1 and 6-2 are Winchester proceeding west.
Roger, Long, if you could check in with the boss man, let him know I need a couple more flights for armed escorts. We're moving towards the airfield.
Copy that, I'll let him know.
Thanks.
The FAC has prepared the targets, has handed them off to the bomber. In this case, he's using fighters to start the process. He sees the flames afterwards, so he's confirming the fact that it is a munitions storage area.
Good hits. Shack on. Same secondaries. Hey, be advised, Texas 17, I'm coming back your way. That stuff that's cooking off is in those bunkers, and it is looks like a long, I don't know, like a hot dog in there, rolled up and camouflage.
Used descriptive words. He called it a hot dog. Looks like a hot dog rolled up, camouflaged. Could be a surface-to-air missile. It could be a surface-to-surface missile. It could be any number of things.
Hey, Stallone, Texas, Helen 5-4 is now 120 out of the IP for about a 3-minute bomber.
Copy that. Helen 5-4 cleared hot, and Long 6-3 remains south of the airfield.
6-3, copy. 10 seconds to go.
And we've got a bomber on final, it sounds like.
Shack on, good hits, good secondaries. Good God, man. Atta boy. 6-3, you ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
There you have it. Those look like 2,000 pounders off the bomber. B-52 or B-1, I'm not sure. It looked like it might have been a B-1. And again, what we're watching is the airborne forward air controls, targeting pod, and situational awareness, directing others on targets. And very well done, because he blew up one side of the thing, and you can see the smoke coming off that. And now he's going to the other side so that the delivering aircraft has the ability to see, in fact, where they're bombing them.
Long 4154 is turning back into the IP. You need to take another spin.
Stand by.
10 seconds to impact.
Shack on again, brother.
You can see all the secondaries going off. There's the mushroom cloud. That means there's lots of stuff in there. You can see the fire in the lower right-hand corner from the previous attack. It was either fuels or munitions or all the above.
All right, I got one more pass, and it's got to be quick. I kind of screwed myself there, 6-4. I'll be in west to east delays. Stand by.
Let me know when you're ready. I can roll in here.
Nope, get going that way. I'm almost out of gas like you guys are, but I think I can find something. TC, how far we got to go?
For gas?
Yeah, how far's the tanker track?
Stand by.
You're going to take me to the tanker.
And if you're listening to the communications, that FAC's mind is so focused on the battle space and the battle that he's raging, he needs to pass off refueling responsibilities to his wingman. He just told him, he said, hey, you're going to take me to the tanker, go find it. So the wingman's just going to stay visual and provide mutual support for him while he's doing all this. He knows his limits. He doesn't have the ability to do all this and find the tanker. He knows he's going to need to go there, so he says, hey, number 2, I just gave you this task. Get ready, find the tanker. When I say now, you're taking me there. Spectacular crew coordination.
Say time remaining for Long 6-4.
We got 5 minutes.
Negative, I mean, how far to release?
30 seconds.
Copy that. Long 6-4, cleared hot.
You can see the airfax get a little touchy because he's running out of gas. So he said, you know, when are you going to be back? When are you going to drop your weapons? There's no place to land for an F-16 in Afghanistan at this phase of the conflict. Air refueling in the F-16 is a critical skill. The fact that it's air refuelable gives it range that's just incredible. Many of the sorties you watch in the movie take off from Kuwait, and if your geography's good, you know that the distance from Kuwait to Afghanistan is made a lot longer by the fact that you can't fly over Iran. So in so doing, you air refuel twice, and every time you air refuel, you need it because the options of the places to land when you're down in that part of the world are not good at all. So you have a pre-designated place in the sky, usually about 100 miles by 40 or 50 miles square hunk, 2,000 to 5,000 feet tall, and in that hunk there's 1 or 2 tankers flying around in large circles and large holding patterns, and you fly down and you find the tanker with your radio and your radar or your eyeballs. You find it visually. You make visual contact with the tanker, and then you're cleared into his altitude block once you see him. It's not good to fly at the same altitude until you see each other. So you get the tanker in sight and you roll out behind it. When you're in a long distance scenario, either ferrying airplanes across the pond, the Atlantic or the Pacific, or in this situation of going from Kuwait to Afghanistan, you're usually pretty low on gas when you get to the tanker. So the first thing you do is you want to make sure that the tanker works, and then all airplanes can take gas before one guy gets on there and fills up while the other 3 guys are sitting there empty. We call that a squirt check. Number 1 gets on and gets a squirt check. If the tanker gives gas, then number 1 moves out and lets number 2 fill right up. If people are low, what you do is you let everybody cycle through to make sure all 4 take gas, maybe 1,000 pounds each, so that they know they can continue flying. Getting on the boom can be difficult, but we practice it a lot, so it's not that hard. It's just a close formation flying, and there's lights on the bottom of the tanker. So you get behind the tanker, you make contact with the boomer via the radio. The boomer is, in this case, that's a KC-135. He's laying down in a little window in the back and actually flying that boom via those wings. He's got the ability to move it left, right, forward, back, and he also has the ability to extend it. Air refueling receptacle is behind the cockpit. So you can see in this case it gets a little bit disconcerting because that boom comes right over. Most boomers move it to one side or the left. Most boomers won't take it right over the top because they know it makes you nervous. So most boomers will move it to the side, you'll drive through, and then they'll put it back. The first time you do it, you're scared. You get a little nervous, then after you've done it once, you see that the competence level of the boomer, the person actually flying the boom, is very good. It doesn't bother you anymore. You just get right in, relax a little bit, get into position, and just basically fly formation off the tanker while he refuels you. An actual boom, you can transfer gas much faster. The advantage of the hose and drogue is that you don't need a boom operator. So in the Air Force, we believe that we can train our young airmen to do the boom operation, and it's worthwhile because in the Air Force we refuel C-5s, we refuel B-52s, and if you had to drive a C-5 behind a tanker and refuel it through a hose and drogue, it'd take days. So with the boom, I think there's 4 pumps. When F-16 refuels, they just run 1. When they refuel a C-5, that old thing grabs on, they turn all 4 pumps on, and they just stuff gas down that pipe. So it's the ability to transfer gas faster. The reliability is higher on the mechanism as well.
Elbert 6-1, is that pair of AV-8s?
That would be them, yep.
They are getting gas, they no longer have a situation.
Check my 6, I'm going slow. Status 6-4.
6-4 is in hot, stand by. 2 bombs away.
Copy, bombs away. And let me know how long it takes.
20 seconds to impact.
Spot on.
So I don't know what 6-4 is, but he just released 2 bombs. It sounds like it's a Navy airplane, and we're lasing for him.
10 seconds.
So now the laser's on. It looks like some kind of a tracked vehicle, maybe a tank.